Good afternoon, and once again welcome to my YouTube channel, Maths with Ease by Mr. Kamotho. I want us to explain example 14 of graphs 8. And well, we are expected now to draw the graph of y is equals to fx, which is negative x squared plus 4x. And what we can do, we can just have a graph or a table of values. And let us just have a table of values here. We may have x and y. When x is, let's say, 0, y is also 0 because all values of x are 0, so 0 plus 0 is 0. When x is 2, or let's say 1, negative 1 plus 4. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3, because this is negative 1 plus 4 times 1 is 3. When x is 2, this is negative 4 plus 8, which is 4. When x is 3, we have negative 9 plus 12, which is 3. When x is 4, we have negative 16 plus 16, which is 0. And because we are interested in the maximum point, as the question explains, we can easily use those points to plot the graph. When x is 0, y is 0. When x is 1, y is 3. When x is 2, y is 4. When x is 3, y is 3. And when x is 2, y is 4. When x is 3, y is 3. When x is 4, y is 0. So we have a graph that looks like this, with a maximum quite conspicuous, and it is well visible. So you can produce that graph that way, and you can see the graph has a maximum point at 2, 4. That is what we are mandated to do, or instructed to do. Draw the graph of y is equals to fx, where fx is that graph. This is it. And we can have it named y is equals to negative x squared plus 4x. Now, within that, the question now comes as find the maximum point of 1, the graph of y is equals to f4x. And I would want to just explain that one using Mayo. Let's talk about our Mayo magic table here. Let us just use it. This is minus a 1 over a t s v h. Timothy should verify himself. M is multiplication, A is addition, I is inside, and O is outside. Translation: stretch, vertical and horizontal. So according to what we can see here, we can already see that this graph, which we are supposed to plot, there is a multiplication by 4, and that 4 is within the bracket. So it is inside the bracket. So we can already call it, these transformations are multiplication inside. They are transformation of multiplication inside. And according to our Mayo, multiplication inside they will make our curves undergo horizontal stretch of 1 over a. In this case, our a is 4. So multiplication inside is horizontal stretch for part A. Multiplication inside is a horizontal stretch of scale factor 1 over 4. And because our A, as you can see, is 4, A's are parameters of transformation. What does that mean? That means all x coordinates are multiplied by a quarter. All x coordinates are actually multiplied by a quarter. And let us now go to the graph now. This particular point is the maximum point. And the question is, what is the maximum point of this graph? It means the maximum point, which is giving us 2, 4. The maximum point for this one is actually 2, 4. And it is the x values that are being affected. So 2 times a quarter. What is 2 times a quarter? Is definitely a half. 2 times a quarter is a half. So the maximum point of this curve is a half, 4. But before we can do that, let us just construct that graph. Every value of x times a quarter, this is 0 times a quarter, 0. This is 3 times a quarter is 3 over 4, is 3 over 4, but we are not even interested in that one. This is 2 times a quarter is basically a half. Basically a half. So there we are, and 2 times a quarter is a half. That is it. Fine. The value of x here is 1. 1 times a quarter is actually going to be a quarter here, just very close there. And the value of x here is 3. 3 times a quarter is 3 quarters. That means 1, 1 and a half, 1 and 3 quarters, just there. And the value of x here is 4. 4 times a quarter is 4 times a quarter is, I think, 1. 4 times a quarter. The value of x here is 3. 3 times a quarter is 3 quarters. 3 quarters is not even 1, somewhere there. And the value of 4 here is, x here is 4. 4 times a quarter is 1. So we are talking about a graph that squeezes itself here. That is it. And this is the point that is responsible, that is actually this is a half, 4, and we answer part 1 of the question. Part 2 of the question, whereby we are talking about this is still multiplication inside, as you can see, a quarter x, which is again horizontal stretch of scale factor. Listen to this: 1 divided by 1 over a quarter, which is basically 1 times 4 over 1, which is basically 4. What does that mean? All x coordinates multiplied by 4. And that is now what we bring on board. So let us see what happens here. Of course, here x is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. Here x is 2. 2 times 4, we find 8. So we land all the way to this particular point. Here x is 4. 4 times 4 is 16, all the way to this particular point. So we can already see that our new graph is going to be, as you can see. So our new graph now, according to fx is equals to a quarter x. There we go. So this point now is 8, 4. And that is now the maximum point of this graph. So in this particular case, 2, 4 is mapped to 8, 4, and in this case 2, 4, 2, 4 is mapped to a half 4, and that those are the solutions to those questions, and that's the end of that example. Thank you, and let us meet in the next video.